All right, so we are going to solve multi-step inequalities. We have solved multi-step equations. Now we're going to do inequalities. Okay. All right. So pretty much you're going to do the exact same steps you did for equations. It's just that you have an inequality sign instead of an equation sign. Only difference. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is draw a line to the inequality. Okay. There are parentheses. Remove them by using distributive property. Clean up each side of the inequality by combining like terms. I'm not writing it all the way out. Combining like terms, adding things that are like. Draw a box around the variable. Any variables you have. You're going to move the variables to the left of the, it should say inequality sign. Inequality sign. This one should also say inequality. And you're going to move the numbers or the constants right the inequality sign. And your last step is you're going to divide or multiply by the number left variable to get the variable completely alone. The only thing that's different, oh, and right here, remember, if you cross the line, change the sign. So the only difference between this and solving an equation is that if you divide by a negative, if you divide by a negative number, then you will flip the inequality. Okay, this is very important. They like to do that to you. If you divide by a negative, you flip the inequality. Okay, press pause if you need to, because I just wrote that pretty quickly. So press pause so you can make sure you have this in your notes. And then we're going to do some examples. Okay, we're going to go to the second back page first real quick, and then we'll come back to the front for the example. So we had inequality symbols. Inequality is not equal. It is not equal. It is not equal. There is no equal sign. Okay. So we have the less than or equal to sign, this one. And if I had x is the 3, that means I would start at 3 with a closed circle and go to the right. Go to the left. My bad. I'm sorry. Go to the left. Go to the left. Okay. So close to the left. Okay. If it says less than, so x is less than 3, that means it does not include 3, which means I'm going to have an open circle and go to the left. Open and to the left. It says x is greater than or equal to 3 as our example. So we're going to have a closed and we're going to go to the right. And the last one says x is greater than 3. So we're going to have an open and to the right. Okay, and pause if you need to pause. But that's just your reference sheet on inequalities real quick. So now let's look at some examples. examples, I'm going to be reading the directions again, reading my steps, and I'm going to each step. So step 1, draw my line through my inequality. Step 2, if there are parentheses, no parentheses, skip step 2. Each side of the inequality by combining terms. Realize that step 3 you can skip if you want to every time and do the other steps, but I just like to have it cleaner. But it's nothing for me to combine on this side, nothing for me to combine on this side. So I skip step 3. Step 4, draw a box around the variables. And I'm gonna move the variables to the left and my numbers to the right. If I cross the line, I change the sign. If I cross the line, I change the sign. So I'm at 2x here. The negative 4 is going over here, so and this 8 stays over here, so it's positive 8. Okay. So now I have 2x is greater than 4 plus 8 gives me 12. Then my last step, divide or multiply by the number left with the variable. This 2 is left with the variable. This says 2 times x. So I do the divide by 2. So x is greater than 6. I do not need to flip the sign because I did not divide by a negative. Okay. So on my number line, I know I need the number 6. If you want to put the other numbers in here, that's fine. On my example, I'm not going to do that. But on this one, I did just so you can see. Oh, I went the wrong way. 7, 8, 9. Okay. So you can see, but you don't have to write all the numbers. You just need to go in the right direction. So I am an open circle at 6, and I need to go to the right because I'm getting bigger. Okay. Let's look at number 2. If you feel like I kind of know how to do this, pause it and see before I do it. All right, so first step, draw my line through the inequality. Then I need to, if I have parentheses, I need to distribute. So I'm just bringing this down. 2x minus 2 is less than 2 times 3 is 6x. And 2 times 1 is positive 2. Okay. So then I box my variables. My variables on this side, numbers on this side. If I cross the line, I change the sign. If I cross the line, I change the sign. So the 2x stays the same. The negative 2 becomes positive 2. The positive 6x becomes negative 6x. And this positive 2 stays positive. So that's going to leave me 2x minus 6x, which is negative 4x, is less than 2 plus 2, which is 4. Then divide by negative 4. So x is greater than, because I divided by a negative, negative 1. So I need to have negative 1 on my graph. I have an open circle. And it says x is greater than negative 1, so I'm going to the right. Okay, again, I suggest you press pause and try to do number 3 without me. I'm not going to do all of these in the video because I don't want the video to be long. So I'm going to just do number 4 and 5. Those will be the last 2 I do. All right, so number 4, draw my line through the inequality. If I have parentheses, I don't have them. Clean up by doing like terms, combine like terms. Put a box around my variables. Variables go on this side, numbers go on this side. If I cross the line, I change the sign. So I'm gonna be left with x over negative 2 is less than negative 1 plus 4. I cross the line, so I change the sign. So that's gonna leave me x over 2 is less than 3. So this is a little different because the last step I'm actually going to have to multiply because this is dividing. It's divided by 2. So I'm going to have to multiply by negative 2. So it cancels. So I'm left with x is less than negative 6. So my graph has 6, open circle, and I'm going to the left. Again, I suggest you to pause. Try to number 5 without me. Try number 5 without me. All right, so hopefully try number 5. So we draw a line through our inequality. We're going to distribute. So I'm left with 2x minus 1 is less than or equal to 3x plus 6. Okay. So then I draw a box around all my variables, 2x, 3x. I put my variables on this side, numbers on this side. So I'm going to be left with 2x. The negative 1 crosses the line, so positive 1. Negative 3x crosses the line, so negative 3x. Then positive 6 stays positive. So I'm left with 2x minus 3x, which gives me negative 1x. So that's equal to 1 plus 6, which is 8. I need to get rid of that negative 1 there. So I'm dividing everything by negative 1. I'm left with x is greater than or equal to negative 7. I flip the divided by negative. So I have negative 7 here. It will be a closed circle. And I would be going to be right. Okay. Try the other two without me. Like I said, I didn't want the video to be too long, so I'm not going to do them, but I will give you the answers. This one is x is less than negative 2, x less than or equal to negative 2, and this one is greater than negative 1. Okay.